The Dolor Factor is sponsored by Ladera, a romantic paradise. Lime, value every moment. Illuminous, your transformation begins here.
The greatest and most challenging battles are those within ourselves and our mind. So says Dr.Erica Joseph from Dominica. She has spent most of her life encouraging others to raise their self-esteem despite going through many soul-destroying challenges herself. It is these challenges that have kept her going and helped her publish 5 books. Discipline yourself. Take the steps to motivate and grow on this episode of The Dolor Factor. Hello, welcome to the Dolor Factor. I'm Delia Dolor. As I said earlier, we're in Dominica and we are so excited to be here. And our sponsors are Jungle Bay Resort and Spa. Thank you so much for your continued support. When we first started looking at producing some of the shows here, I asked many people what did they want to talk about. And of course, some common things came up: relationships, health. One of the main things that came up were actually 2 depressing things. One was about self-esteem, why so many people in the Caribbean suffered with low self-esteem. And the other one was, why is it that a lot of us can't deal with our problems, so much so that the suicide rate in the Caribbean is just alarming. So I spoke to one doctor here from Dominica, Dr. Victor Emmanuel, because at the time we were talking about menopause, which was like another biggie. And in talking, he said to me, what about another doctor, Dr. Erica Joseph, she's just an amazing woman. She's done a lot of studies. She's written about women's issues. And I really think you should touch base with her. And I'm so glad I did. And she's right here with me now. So thank you so much, Doctor, for being on the Dolor Factor.
Well, thank you, Ms. Dolor, and I must say that I am happy that you extend your courtesy to the island of Dominica, Commonwealth of Dominica, and we'll do our best to make you welcome. So I am Dr. Erica Joseph. I specialize in therapy for the mind and the brain, which is something our people on the island need to know a lot about, not only on the island, but internationally, regionally, worldwide.
You don't look like a doctor. You look like a suave, very prestigious, vibrant person.
Well, I try to thank you for the compliment, but I try to combine it because I want other persons to know that I am a human being, just like, everyone out there. And then I make myself comfortable in my own person, separated from the doctor, professionalism. So it's all about being, looking from within and then making yourself happy and comfortable with who you are.
And why did you study what you studied?
Because I realize we lack a lot of it on the island, and I love motivating persons. I love the idea that I can help a brother, a sister, a friend, a neighbor, and especially our youth, family members. But actually I did start it a long time ago from school, assisting my classmates. It was naturally me to just motivate them, and I would give them advice and motivation, and they would go right ahead and apply it. And then they would, get success from it.
Okay, so where did you start from in terms of where were you born? Can you tell us something about you, your family, your background, please?
Well, I come from a lovely village called Kings Hill, Upper Kings Hill. I live on Back Street, and I'd like to tell our viewers, especially from Kings Hill, whether you're not an island or you're at home, I'm proud. I'm very happy to be from Kings Hill. And we do have some good professionals, not just from Kings Hill, but from Dominica on a whole, that are so talented and gifted.
But what about your family?
Well, my family, I have a mom. My mom is still alive, and as well as my dad. I do not have any sisters. I have only brothers.
Wow, how many?
Well, I'm the only girl, 5 of us.
Oh wow, so you were spoiled, right?
Well, not really.
You were?
It was very challenging growing up as the only girl among, brothers, and I am the first. I'm the first from my brothers. And I can tell you, I had to look out for them. So while looking out for them, also had to focus on myself and my well-being. So it's not, it was not easy.
Okay.
It was very challenging growing up.
Okay. So you say it was very challenging, but I'm sure from what you're going to say to us later on in the program, those challenges made you or formed part of who you are today, would you say?
Well, yes, I can say that because of the challenges that I've experienced, it shaped me and molded me into a better, stronger person with a really strong and healthier mind.
Okay, okay. So from your childhood going to school, you said you were always encouraged by kind of helping people and so on and so forth. At what point did you realize that this was not just going to be a casual thing, this is something that you were going to take professionally?
When the persons that I assisted from my earlier years, they would meet me and tell me, you know, you're good and you know, you're natural. And what you told me, it actually worked. You know, and sometimes they tend to think that because you're so gifted in that area, it's like magic, but it's not. God gave us talents, and when you know about those God-given gifts and you make good use of them, it feels like, you know, too good to be true.
So when they were saying all those things, would you say it was more about your communication skills, or was it because of what you advised them to do? What would you think was the key element?
It would have to be a combination, because sometimes you give them the information and you find that they do not apply it instantly. So, you know, you have to keep in touch with them, you have to persuade them that it's important that they take action, especially when you let them know how the mind works. Because when you look at the steps that the mind goes through before you can really get manifestation, or, you know, for whatever that you want in life, whatever success that you want in life, you're better able to apply what you have to apply. So it's not just the communicative or communication skills, but it's all about taking action to get the results.
Well, that's one of the reasons why you're here with me, because of course the Dolor Factor doesn't just air in the Caribbean. We are an international production, and the subject areas that we discussed on the phone, I don't care where you say you live, wherever you live, it's pertinent to you. Yes. Whether you're the one who is, I say, suffering or experiencing the issues we're going to be talking about, even if you do or you don't, I know for sure our viewers will know someone who has. That's right, that's yes. Right. So what is your ultimate aim for being here? What do you hope that our viewers will take away with them at the end of the program?
Well, my aim is to ensure that the viewers will find out the important steps into tuning up their mind and making good use of it, because, I mean, that is what they have at the moment. They may not have other things, but they have that at the moment. And I want to make sure that they know the action, that it's important to apply action, because you can have a wealth of information, you can be wisdomatic, that's not all. You have to know how to apply the action. So I would really like them to absorb that information, you know, and look within themselves, and we do not need to know what circumstances they are faced with if they intend to keep that to themselves. But what they need to know, however, is how to apply the action in order to get the results. It's important.
And I think what also is very important is not knowing not only how to apply it, but to take that first step to apply it, because that is so important. A lot of us, we do know that we need to change our lives. Right. We do know that we need to do something. Right. Sometimes we know what that first step is, and we procrastinate, we don't do it. Sometimes we don't know, and we use that as an excuse. Because we don't know, we just stay stuck in that rut.
Well, we should have no excuses, because we know that what we are going through at the moment is detrimental, it's sad, it's making us unhappy. It is bringing down our self-esteem. It is terrifying us to the fact that we feel to ourselves that there is no purpose for living anymore. And the fact that we are going through that, or whoever is out there experiencing that, we need to stop relying on ourselves at the moment. And we could at least find persons within our society, our family members. Because sometimes we have 1 to 2 family members, they are concerned, you know, they care. And when they reach out to you, do not just shun them off and brush them off and turn your back. So we need to let them know that no excuses, no more excuses.
And I think that we're on the right track here. When we come back from the break, we're going to be talking about this in more detail. So stay with us.